Good morning. My name is Anna, and this class is your gentle morning wake-up call. I am not a morning person at all, so if I do a class in the morning, I want it to be slow, I want it to be gentle, and I want it to be low to the ground. So that's what we're going to do today. I will be showing some options with blocks, so if you have blocks, definitely grab them. If not, there will definitely be options, so don't worry about it. So let's grab your morning beverage of choice and come on down. So if you do have your blocks, I'm going to grab 2 of them here. I'm going to take the first one on its lowest setting, and then the second one will be on its highest setting. You're also welcome to take this first one to its second level. And then we're going to lay back so that your shoulder blades, your scapula, are resting right on that first block. And then the back of your skull is resting on the second block. And so just make sure that that top block is above your neck there, and that lower block is just in a comfortable position. And then if you don't have your blocks, you can just lay flat on your back there, no worries. And then wherever you are, just let your arms relax down. You can close your eyes. And just start to check in with your breath. And just letting this mark the beginning of your day. You can start to maybe let your breath get a little bit bigger as you breathe in and out through your nose. And just feel that breath kind of fill up your lungs 3-dimensionally. Front, back, both sides. And just take maybe 2 more breaths there. And then as you're ready, and just begin to open your eyes. We'll just roll to the side off of the blocks. I feel like I could stay there all day. And then we'll come down onto your back again. And we're going to set up for a bridge. So your feet are on the floor, knees are bent, and then you can take the hands maybe to these frontal pelvic points. And then start to lengthen your tailbone toward your heels, and then just push your glutes, push your butt up into your hands. So you're just giving your glutes a little bit of feedback there. And you want to feel the glutes working, so you can even take your fingers back there and maybe just give a little poke. All right, wake them up a little bit. And then just notice what your neck and your shoulders are doing. And just see if you can find a little bit of softness there. And then let's take your arms straight up toward the ceiling and stretch out the wrists. So the left hand will pull the right fingers back. And then we'll switch sides. Right hand pulls the left fingers back. And let's let your arms come down, and then notice the base of your big toe. We're going to push that down into the floor and start to lift and lower your heels. We're just waking up the feet, waking up the calves. as you do that, notice we keep the glutes on and we're just keeping the pelvis steady. We're trying not to arch in the low back or rock a lot side to side. Lower your heels there, and we'll just segmentally lower the spine, one vertebra at a time. Nice. Take your feet about mat's width apart, and we'll lower the legs to the left, but keep the sole of the right foot on the floor. So we still have a little bit of activation in this right glute. We just let the left leg totally drop down as far as it wants to go. If you like there, you can take your right arm overhead. Left hand grabs the right wrist, and you can give that a little tug there. And only if that feels nice. Feel the breath in the right side of the ribs. And come back up through center. Take the knees over to the right. The sole of the left foot stays on the floor. Right leg drops over. Maybe the left arm reaches overhead, and with the right hand you grab the left wrist. And just give that a little tug. Full deep breaths in that left side. Feel the left glute on, the left thigh lengthening. Come back up through center. Let your arms come down. We'll roll over to the side and come all the way up into a tabletop. I'm going to use a little padding for my knees. You're always welcome to grab a blanket or a towel if you've got one. We'll spread your fingers wide, push down into the roots of the index fingers, shoulders over wrist, hips over knees. We'll just do a little spinal segmentation here. So starting by tucking your tailbone under a little bit and then lifting up in your belly, using your abdominals to feel like you're lifting in your lower back, just one vertebra at a time. We move to the middle back, the upper back in between the shoulder blades, and then let your head drop. We'll reverse that, starting with the head. You can start to pick up your gaze, the neck, in between the shoulder blades, middle back, moving into the lower back. We still have a little bit of abdominal support there, so that light drawing in of those front pelvic points. Let's do that one more time. Start to scoop the tailbone under, lifting up one vertebra at a time. It really takes a lot of focus. And reverse it. And still keeping a little bit of that support. And then we'll just come back to neutral. And let's step your right foot forward. Left hand can be on the floor or a block there. And then take your right fingers to your right shoulder. And we're not letting this left shoulder roll forward. So kind of snuggle that back and then pull the shoulder blade down there. And we're leaning back into that left shoulder blade. And we'll just start to do some gentle circles here with that right shoulder. You can let your left ear soften toward the left shoulder. Now if this bothers the right shoulder, you don't have to circle it. You could have the hand on the right thigh or reach the right arm up. And then the next time the right elbow points forward, you can hold it there and extend that right arm. Maybe lightly pull back with the right hip crease as you reach the right fingers forward. Big breath into that right side. Gently place the right hand back down, step the right knee back, and we'll just switch sides. So left foot comes forward, right hand is down on the floor or a block, and we hug this right shoulder blade back, lean into that shoulder blade, left fingers to the left shoulder head, and just some gentle little circles there. And just let your right ear soften to the shoulder. The next time the left elbow comes forward, maybe reach that left arm forward. Pull the left hip crease back just a little as you reach through the left fingers. Just take 2 really big breaths into the left side. Left hand can come down, left knee comes back. We're gonna set up for downward facing dog, so I'm gonna be using blocks, but you can use the floor there. So fingers are spread nice and wide, tuck your toes under, and then from your hip creases, lift up. Then push the blocks or the floor away, let your head relax. And maybe walk out your feet a little bit. And just noticing anywhere that you need a little bit of space, a little bit of freedom, a little bit of a wake up. Keeping the front ribs held in. Nice. And then we'll walk your hands back, and you're welcome to take your blocks with you there if you like. And sit back into your hip creases. We've still got kind of this 3-dimensional hugging in around the waistline. Just giving a little support. And then if it would feel nice for you, you can take your fingers right to the base of your skull, right in this suboccipital region. And we're not yanking down with the hand, but you're just providing a little bit of traction there. So just settle your fingers in and let the weight of the arms just give you a little downward traction. You can set your hands back down on the floor. We're going to do a little baby bear walk. So we'll do right hand, left foot, left hand, right foot, so on and so forth till we get to the top of the mat. And we'll rise all the way up to stand there. Let's take your right hand to the back of your head, left hand to your sacrum, so right at the base of the spine. And then just feel, you can draw your front body toward the bottom hand and then draw your whole face toward that top hand, and just feel this kind of the difference in what happens when we're standing tall, we're standing strong with good posture, right? Just kind of changes how you feel. And then keep that feeling, sit back into your hip creases. We're still maintaining that posture here, we're just sitting back into the hips. You can have your hands on blocks. Right foot steps back, lower the knee, come onto the top of the foot, and just bring your arms straight up here. Feel that right glute wrapping down. You can always put your hands on your body, just kind of notice what's going on. Hands come down, floor or blocks, and step back, downward facing dog. Take your right leg, reach it up. Pull it in, push down through your hands to step that foot forward. Lower the knee, come onto the top of that left foot. The arms can come up. Feel the left glute wrap down and the front body just hugging into the back body. Hands come down, floor or blocks. Step your left foot up next to the right. Rise to stand. One more time, check in. Left hand behind the head, right hand to the sacrum. Pull back into your hands. Bottom hand is lengthening down, top hand is lengthening up. And then bring the fingers into the hip creases. Maintain this posture to sit back into your hips. Hands come down, left foot steps back. Lower the knee, but keep the toes tucked under here. And bring your arms up again. And use your breath, and almost feel like every time you inhale, You can lift up a little bit more. Both hands come down. Step the right foot back, downward facing dog. Drop the head, relax the neck. Left leg reaches up. Step that foot forward. Push into the hands. See if you can keep them flat. Lower the right knee. Keep the toes tucked under. And lift the arms up. Feel that right glute wrapping down. Using your breath. Both hands come down to the floor. And step the right foot up next to the left. And this time, let's step your, left foot back here. Lower that left knee and then pivot it so the left foot goes behind you. Take your right forearm to the right thigh and reach your left arm up and overhead. Let your right ear soften toward the shoulder. Feel the breath in the left side of your waist. Slowly lift back up. You can bring your fingers to the floor. Scooch forward a little bit here. Don't run into the wall. And then just walk your fingertips forward as much as it's comfortable. And just feel that right thigh wrapping back a little bit as the sides of your waist reach forward. Walk the hands back up so that they're right underneath your shoulders. Left hand is going to stay down, right arm threads under, and open it up. Exhale, thread the right arm under. Inhale, push through the left hand, open the right arm. Couple more there on your own. So we lift the right arm up, we're not letting the left shoulder roll forward. Just starting to get some opening through this thoracic spine, upper, middle part of your back. Last time. Right hand comes down next to the left, and then keep your left knee somewhat in the same position as we turn around to the back. And we have both hips in internal rotation, so they're rolling in slightly here. And we'll just do a little barrel roll in the ribs. And just notice anywhere that feels a little bit stiff or a little bit stuck. And not criticizing yourself for that. Switch directions. Just taking in that information. And come back through center. You can just turn your thighs back straight, and we'll lift up into a downward facing dog. So lift your right leg up with the knee bent. Now imagine you were balancing something right on the sacrum, in the middle of the pelvis on your back. And we'll begin to circle in this right hip. But notice that you're moving just in the hip joint, and we're not moving the whole pelvis. Switch directions. Keep lifting up into your hip creases. Doing great. And set that foot down. So left leg will lift up here. Step it forward. We're just going to go right to the second side. Lower the right knee and pivot this right knee back. Left forearm comes to the left thigh and the right arm reaches up. Let your left ear come down toward your shoulder. Feel the breath in the right side. Lift on up. Bring the fingertips down. You can start to walk them forward. And feel the left outer thigh wrapping back a little bit. Feel the size of the waist growing forward. Walk the fingertips back. Keep the right hand down on the floor. Left arm threads under. Open it up. Exhale, thread it under. Inhale, push the floor away with the right hand. Open the chest. Keep going there at your pace. We'll bring hand back through center. The right knee is going to stay in this internal rotation as we turn to the front. The knees are coming in towards each other. The hips are rolling in. And then just do whatever feels nice for you here. So you can do these little barrel rolls. You could do a little cat-cow. And straighten your thighs back out. We're going to lift into downward facing dog. Knees are bent. You can be up on the toes. Left leg will lift up this time with the knee bent. Start to circle in the hip. Keeping the pelvis steady. Hugging in around the waist. Switching directions. Check in with your neck. Left foot will step down here, lower down to the knees, and come through onto your back. So find any comfortable position on your back. I'll put a little bit of support underneath my neck. And just hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug. Maybe a little rock side to side. Just take a moment to thank yourself for creating this time and this space in your morning or afternoon or evening, depending on where you are. Just to show up for yourself. Reconnect to your body, to your breath. You can take your feet down to the floor, knees could be bent, or you could stretch your legs out. Take these last final moments just to take stock of how you're feeling in your body and your mind. If your breath maybe feels a little bit fuller. As you're ready, start to wiggle your fingers, your toes. And as you're ready, roll over to your side. We'll lift back up into a comfortable seat. If you have a blanket or a block handy, maybe just prop your hips up on that. And just feel your head centered on top of your body. Your neck and your shoulders relaxed, your spine long. Maybe just notice that feeling of calm, of balance, of strength. And allow yourself to tap into that so that as you head into the rest of your day, you can share that feeling and experience those shifts with everyone around you. You can let it inform the way that you interact with your environment. Thank you so much for joining me for this morning wake up. Hope you have a great rest of your day. See you next time.